A long time ago in Ireland, King Connachar of Ulster stood on a raised podium in the great hall of his palace. The day was over, and it was now twilight, the beginning of Samhain. More than 1,000 people gathered in the king's hall, and the uproar was joyous as the king's servants prepared for the first night of the feast. Poets sang, women danced, and the king's knights, the Knights of the Red Branch, laid down their arms and told stories of noble adventures. Despite the merriment, Cathbad the Druid stood alone in the stone archway window, staring afar into the other world. Perhaps only Malcolm, the king's harper, was at peace, for his wife, Elva, was with child. They sat together on a pile of woven blankets in a darkened corner of the great hall and talked in gentle whispers. King Connachar raised his wine horn in a grand gesture. He was about to speak when a cry arose that pierced the air. Fear spread through the people, and silence, such as a seashell gives the ear, dropped across the room. A few knights drew their weapons and prepared to defend the king. "Do not stir," commanded the king. "Take not one step until the cause of that noise be known." Cathbad stepped forward into the great hall and raised his staff. He removed the hood from his cloak, and his silver hair reflected the candlelight. His face, wrinkled as a winter apple, looked up slowly, and he said to the king, "I have been observing the clouds, the age of the moon, and the posture of the stars this week." He walked to where Elva lay, for it had been discovered that it was the child of her womb that had cried out. He placed his hands over Elva's stomach and spoke of the child's future. "This is no common child. She is a child of great beauty, and her name shall be Deirdre, and from her beauty will arise a sharp sword to split the tree of Ulster. Kings will seek to marry her, and this will lead to disaster. The Red Branch will divide itself, and there will be warfare because of her." Having spoken, he retired again to his contemplation of the skies. "Kill the child!" cried one of the knights. "Is the life of one child worth the destruction of many? What say you, King Connachar?" The king knew the druid's prophecies to be accurate, but his curiosity about such extraordinary beauty overcame him. He spoke calmly to the people. "It is not good for Elva to see her child die before it is born, and I must not bring pain to the hearts of my guests." Many people stirred and murmured to one another, not persuaded. Connachar raised his left hand for silence. "This child will be born," he continued. "I will have her raised in a secluded place, and I will marry her myself when she is grown. As my charge, and then as my wife, she will be unable to cause harm. In this way I will defeat the prophecy,